I am Ted. We had a plan. We wanted to make some French fries fast. So we built a tool that would do it. It's a potato gun. You've probably seen them. You fill this with compressed air. Goes in here. Potato goes in here. And this valve releases it when you press that button. You can step back when it's loaded, aim, make some fries.
Off it goes. Hi, I'm Zack. I built the screen here. This is Spectra fishing line, very strong, no stretch.
The first one that we tried was this, which could be an instrument of torture. And that was tough until Zack came up with that.
Potato goes through at a high velocity, sliced, diced, comes back through here, ends up hitting the screen, falls into the vat of boiling oil, and in no time you have delicious French fries. It's the Uber Tuber.
Three, two, one. Woohoo! That worked really well.
See how they turned out? Oh, excellent. Thanks, Ted. There you have it.
And
Uber Tubers.
Fresh and tasty. The Uber Tuber.
The actual skate itself is an aluminum casting around an S-bent iron axle that goes through the middle for strength. There's no straps. People want to strap in right away and they don't understand the movement, and you have to be able to land on your feet. That's the safest thing about this, is you can just jump off at any time or put your foot down and land on your feet.
My name is John Maushamers, and I built a watch that's a little different than the ones you can find in a store. It's unique because it uses a new type of display that emits light. They usually make these for cell phones, but lucky for me, they also fit in a watch. I started with a big electrical prototype, and once I saw how dramatic the screen looked, I knew I had to build a real thing. I learned to use a milling machine by making a couple of wood prototypes before making the final one out of plastic. I used a stereo microscope, a steady hand, and a lot of patience to solder on the components. And here's the result, a watch that plays Pong. The scoring is based on an ingenious Dutch design. Every minute the right side makes a point, every hour the left side makes a point. So if you see the score, it's actually telling you the time. Now I also grew up with the game Asteroids, so I think you can tell what had to happen next. It took about 4 hours to solder everything together, but the results were even more eye-catching. I had maxed out the computer in the Pong watch, so for Asteroids I used a different one that's 30 times more powerful than the one in the original arcade game. In keeping with the retro theme, both watches use a very simple case design with smooth, rounded edges. Thanks to the always glowing and always moving display, this watch really gets noticed, but the most fun was designing and building something all my own.
Basically what we have here is what I call the A4 fighter jet wheelchair. Its life started as a salvaged chair in an aircraft yard down in Tucson. I was down there getting some parts and saw this chair laying by the side of an office, and I said, man, I got to make something cool out of this. A lot of people ask me why. First thing I say is, why not? Not everybody drives the same car. Why would someone in a wheelchair want to drive the same wheelchair? A very powerful wheelchair for people that want to get out and do different things. And it's equipped with air brakes. It has air compressor, a manual brake. It steers by two ways, which is kind of unique. One, you can actually turn this crank here and get rear steering like they do in like cargo transports and airplanes, or you can break it loose and you can steer with your feet and actually pivot the whole thing. And what we came up with is the world's fastest wheelchair at about 22 miles an hour. Right now we have a flamethrower on it.
Major funding for MAKE is provided by Geek Squad,